Said we up now, they up next, up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, at my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next, got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, at my best, stress, cuz we up now, they up next, said we up now, they up next, got you in your feelings upset, upset. Someone said that I was up next, I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex, yeah. I'll roll up whenever you feeling stressed, treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hair and grab her by her neck, got her on the back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats, laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best, please don't turn out like the rest. We up now, they up next, got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, at my best, looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next, said we up now, they up next, got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, at my best, just looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next, said we up now, they up next, got you in your feelings upset, upset. Forget about your past, we can make it fine, focus on your future and stop wasting time. Want you to have the same last name as mine, I coined the phrase, so please don't change your mind. Married to the money, dollar signs made me blind. Did the crime, so bars was what I was behind. Mama said that I'm a star, that I'ma shine, that I'm too smart to be locked up doing time. She said you need to grab a mic and speak your mind. Don't be afraid to have people that you leave behind.
What the helly?
What the helly?
Buddy, you can't fade it in? You just lost that ability?
I kind of got distracted. Why is there you? Is it your sound?
Oh my God. No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure it's muted.
Are you sure?
You want to look, you fucking dick?
No, I don't want to see your fucking dick.
Crap, we're only 30 seconds into it.
Shit, yeah, this is not good.
Getting kicked off of YouTube. Buddy, this is why I asked you about the sound. Oh, no, everything's good. Tip-top shape.
Good stuff, boss.
You're like Tommy Boy over there.
I wish there was some wind for my dinghy. What is...
All right, well, John works on the sound here that he should have done. Rushed me down here. I was actually watching this show. I don't know why, and I don't know if I want to admit, but I'm like super obsessed with Ginny and Georgia for some reason. Fascinating show. I'm hooked. I'm involved. I don't know why. And I'm a couple episodes away from finishing it up, so don't ruin it for me. But if you haven't checked it out, give it. It's worth a look. It's interesting. It's deep. It's I mean, there's some funny parts. There's some serious parts. There's some interesting parts. It's everybody. You get everything. But you know, if you don't like me or if you don't like it, I don't want to hear you judging. Yeah, no, I don't unfortunately watch Love Island. But Ginny and Georgia right now on Netflix, pretty good. John, I'm trying to buy some time here so you can figure this out.
It's not my full-time job, Steve.
Kevin jumping in with the Love Island show. I hear Always Sunny has a Golden Bachelor spoof coming up this season. That should be hilarious. But we got a little bit of a show for you today. We're going to recap the games that happened this weekend. Honestly, a lot of good games. A lot of fun football to watch. A lot of guys showing up to watch too, just to hang out. You know, it was cool to have a lot of guys there and just chumming up during the games and felt like a pretty good community vibe. Then we got some of Karla's clips for you and our Vegas Insider and some odds. And then we're going to talk about awards. And then we're going to preview our finals week, ladies and gentlemen. And then I think, John, did we get the okay for next Tuesday?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think you fixed it.
Did you?
I think so. I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, I don't hear it either, but
I feel like we may have to turn it back on for something else after. But
what do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
We got to start the show over?
No. I mean, I turn on, like, I have the computer muted. And I think that's why it's doing it.
Oh, man. You know,
Proceed.
test runs might be nice every now and then. Just to, you know.
Yeah, you know what? This is part of the atmosphere.
It's not your full-time job? Yeah, I get it. I've heard that before. It wouldn't be Tamil time if we weren't messing up the show live on the air.
But this is what people come for.
I don't think it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the recaps of the games. 8 a.m. we had Phantoms, Soul Reapers. Soul Reapers kind of have that bounce back momentum going, and they carried it on, getting a 57-40 win. So a lot of scoring this game, 97 points total. Phantoms looking a few guys light, and Skeff showing up a little late, but that's a 3-score loss there, essentially with the 17 points. So tough to see Phantoms season. You know, I wouldn't say they were the most underachieving team this season, but they probably definitely underachieved, at least in my eyes. I mean, I had them ranked pretty high at the beginning of the season, and I believed in them. But I also had Soul Reapers ranked pretty high, and finally I felt Soul Reapers kind of playing the way I thought they would. I think I did rank their offense very high, and their defense, you know, average. Even though I still think the defense needs to figure it out, but the offense seems to be scoring a lot over the past, 5-6 games for Soul Reapers here. So Soul Reapers getting the win, moving on. Phantoms, unfortunately, bite the dust and are gone. Season's over. On to season 9. Havs is saying he's got his wooden spoon and preparing. Were you trying to get that soundbite?
He was.
Yeah, I hate how it loads up the way it does.
This is the next thing we're tackling.
Yeah, maybe a little more. Maybe we might expand the soundboard.
That's 2 for the big.
Oh, gee. You're just plugging yourself here. You always have a funny way of edging yourself into the show.
No, that's Ben. Where is it?
All right, at the same time, on the other field, we had Road Warriors versus the other play-in winner. Unfortunately, did not work out for the play-in winner there. 54-33 win for Road Warriors. We got to stop early, kind of played the extra point game, and went up 9, and it wasn't... we didn't really look back. It kind of went punch for punch a lot, score for score. I believe we scored every drive and put up a good amount of points and drove down. That self-made team, I mean, coming in hot, obviously having Riley, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, of all time. I genuinely believe he had a good roster there. I just, for some reason, don't know why that defense couldn't put it together. But they showed up fully loaded, and that was their kind of their best chance. They put it all on the line, you could tell, and unfortunately for them, we were up for the task. Fortunately for us, we played probably one of our best games all season. Still gave up 33, which it's a plus and a minus, but it to me, you hold in that hot offense and a very good quarterback to 33 points in a game. That puts you in contention of winning that game, especially if you can score, and we did. So, Road Warriors moving on, Soul Reapers moving on at the 8 a.m. games. The 9:20 games, we got Explosion and Air Raiders, with Explosion getting a 41-40 win. Honestly, good back and forth game. A lot of us were watching this one. A lot of guys said, hey, first one to get an actual stop will win this game. It was 40-40. Explosion was driving down real late, and Air Raiders finally got a stop that they needed. And then it went to overtime, and it didn't Bonish. Bonish won the toss and elected to go, correct?
Yes, he did.
He went for one, and he kind of forced the ball early. Within 2 seconds, I would say, and unfortunately didn't work. Explosion's defense was up for the task, and then Mike Howe and I think he found Junior in the end zone. They went for one and got the got the points and took the game. Another huge notable play, I think, was the end of half where Noel scored that touchdown. Kind of end the half on I think it was like a 4th down and long, and just really, I mean, that would have been a huge stop for Air Raiders there, and they kind of gave up a soft touchdown. The rest of it, again, a lot of back and forth. We saw a lot of good plays on both sides. But Air Raiders, not a bad season. They probably underachieved in their mind. I know a lot of people weren't. They didn't see what Bonish and Junior saw on paper at the draft. I think we saw some of it, and I think there was glimpses of what they really wanted and were hoping for. Unfortunately, just could not stop a nosebleed. Even Adam his nose was actually bleeding and got kicked off the game for a little while so he could stop it. It took the whole team on the sidelines to stop that nosebleed, but unfortunately, couldn't get stops. It's going to be basically the theme of the Air Raiders season, and explosion. Mike Howe just exerting his dominance over Junior.
Is that a word?
Exert, is it? Exerting his dominance.
There we go.
Whoopsie. Explosion moving on. Like I said, in Mike Howe we trust. And then the last game at 9, last of the first round of the playoffs here, we had Sicko and Crazy Work. Sicko getting the 35-30 win. Good back and forth game. It was tough to go back and forth and watch both games. Kind of controversial call. A lot of people see things one way. A lot of people see things the other. I think the call, and I'm going to get some slack, but I think the call was the right call. It's really tough to watch from the video we have. It's very difficult. But it did look like to me from watching. I couldn't tell from the live or being there live because we were right in the middle of the field and the touchdown was on the other side. But from the video, if I'm watching it and I'm making a decision on that, it does look like he was out as soon as he brought that ball and got control of it. And that would have been a huge touchdown there. I think it put Crazy Work. It would have put Crazy Work up. Sicko would have had to drive down and score to win. Instead, Sicko had to just get the first down and basically kill clock, and they were able to. So Crazy Work still had a chance. Unfortunately, couldn't get the stop. And some controversy also. A lot of people talking about Nuge trying to tank on purpose because he's got something coming up this weekend and couldn't be there for the final week. Is that correct, John? Is that what we heard, the grumblings?
That is what we're hearing.
Yeah. And now, are we hearing that because we're saying it to each other, or? No, the lie detector test caught it. We're saying somebody definitely said that, but it wasn't us. But allegedly, we said we were going to bring it to the show.
They told us to bring. We've had a lot of anonymous postings lately, so it's not far fetched.
That is true. Some of us are a victim of those lately, but
I wasn't even talking about that. But all right.
Yeah, I know. But Sicko Mode getting the win. Yeah, Sicko had to kill the clock, and then Crazy Work killed the clock.
Don't laugh too hard of it. Don't encourage him.
Yeah, but that was funny. Yeah, Crazy Work season coming to an end. That's a bummer. We really thought that was going to be a top team going in. They looked like they were catching some fire, and offense played really well again. And defense, honestly, we've seen some teams figure it out, but defense is the hardest thing to play in this league. And especially with a lot of the talent coming back in, your offenses are really hard to stop. And to me, I think we've had more scoring this season than last season. I could be wrong. Not sure if there's a way to compare, average points for per team. Not you can't add them all up because I don't even know if we had 20 teams last season. I think we had 18 maybe.
I think so.
So you can't do it that way. But yeah, to me, I think the scoring's been up, talent's up. So I think it's always going to favor the offense. And Crazy Work just seemed to not being able to figure out how to get the stops they need. But only scoring 30 points is not really good for a Crazy Work offense. So, unfortunately, tough game for them. Crazy Work getting eliminated. Sicko moving on. Now we're in the round of the first round buys. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Soul Reapers upsetting the Gods, getting the 47-45 win. Now, we got almost one of the biggest blown leads of all time. In the matter of fact, the way they did, I think Soul Reapers were up. What was it? 21.
I think yes, they were up 21 points.
Gods scored. Soul Reapers fumbled. Gods scoop and score.
Yeah.
Then Soul Reapers fumbled again.
Scored.
Gods scoop and score. Went for 2 to tie it and didn't convert. Correct?
I believe that is correct.
If anybody can confirm or deny that, what a
think,
colossal comeback that would have been.
Yeah, I think that's how it kind of shook out there. Definitely the 2 fumbles and scores right after.
Yeah. But Soul Reapers putting up another bunch of points there. Gods, obviously with the late run, but so if they're down 21, it's 47 to whatever it was, 23 or some bullshit, 27. That's a huge lead. It was 47-26, I think is what it was, with only a few minutes left. So that's a big lead. Soul Reapers really turning it up. God's kind of underperforming, making a late push. Unfortunately, not making it happen. Soul Reapers getting the win here and moving on. Soul Reapers, one of the play-in teams. They were in the toilet bowl, so they finished ninth, I believe, because the boys finished 10th. I think.
Correct.
And moving on to the last weekend, the semifinals.
The Final Four.
The Final Four.
Are you allowed to say that, or is that trademarked?
I'm sure it is trademarked somewhere.
The Furious Four.
The Fantastic Four.
Oh, no, that's even more trademarked.
Oh, Four Horsemen.
Is that used anymore? The Apocalypse?
All right, next game at the same time. Purple Haze and Road Warriors. And whoo, off to an interesting start for Road Warriors. Turning the ball over on fourth down, essentially. And then missed assignment, not scoring on fourth down. So we went down early. 2-score lead for Purple Haze. And then we started battling back, kind of went back and forth. And we got a stop when we needed. And then at the end of half, which really was the game turnaround play, or at least what put us in position to have ball in hand, essentially, is last play of the half, a pick six. Deuce picked it off, running down the sidelines, pitched it to Whitey. Whitey took it to the house, which I think it gave us the lead. And then we ended up going up almost.
It gave us a lead at half, and then we got ball after half.
Right, and then we went up 2 scores or like a 9 kind of. Yeah. And it was kind of a 2-score lead for a little while. Purple Haze scored. Oddly, didn't elect to go on sides with, let's say, 3-4 minutes left. Don't know why. Don't know necessarily what the ruling is. But at that point in time, it's 40-34. Purple Haze are down 2 scores. They scored, did not go for onside. They were going to trust their timeouts and defense, I believe. We did get the first down, and then we did run out as much. Yeah, thanks, Gene. We hate you too. We did run out as much clock as we get. We gave them 4 seconds. They had 1 play. They put the ball in Duval's hands. He got a pretty good distance, but we swarmed him. Got the flag. I think it was Mo that got the flag.
Yeah, he got over half.
And sending Purple Haze and the dream season from McGrath back home, and another bye from McGrath, another bye, and then losing.
Really?
I think he got a bye last season too. Did he?
Huh.
Was it Bonish? No, it was Bonish, and it was Bosstown, and
yeah.
I think his team got third maybe. But another first round exit, first playoff game exit from McGrath. I think he's cursed in this league. Kind of a revenge game for us there.
Yeah.
And shout out Walkley. Hopefully, I think he broke his nose. Hopefully, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it looked pretty good after the game.
Yeah. But it was a good back and forth game. We made mistakes. They made mistakes. It was kind of a straight out football game.
Yeah, definitely thankful that Deuce bailed out my mistakes.
I love how you tried to act like it wasn't your mistake. And this is the problem with what I've done with, let's say, the John Garcia experiment. You have Deuce running to get the first down. We hand it off to Deuce. I make a sweet lead block. He kicks it out. John's outside left for some reason. Wide out.
Okay, moving on.
No, we're not going to move on. Deuce gets the first. It's Deuce like one-on-one with somebody. John's on the sidelines there. Now, in that particular case, you think the smart football play would be for John to just go forward, block somebody, and free up some space for Deuce. Well, no. In John's warped mind, in reality, he goes, hey, pitch me the ball. And Deuce, don't mute me. He calls for the pitch. So Deuce goes to pitch it to him. The ball goes back on our side of the half, out of bounds, fumble. We lost the yards, didn't gain the first.
Okay, moving on.
Because John thinks he's, Randy Moss over here and not a lineman.
Oh, I got hit with an idea.
I think I single-handedly ruined football with you big guys.
The spray. It can help.
All right, John's embarrassed. We're gonna move on.
Just putting all these in here.
The funny thing is, I didn't even hear John call for the ball. Okay,
it didn't happen,
and I'm so mad. And I hear Deuce a little later, like, why would you yell my name? And I'm like, who's he talking to?
I think he's talking to you.
Nope. I go to watch the video, and I'm like, yeah, what was he looking at here?
Oh, you're so lucky I can't get that one on.
Oh, and then I hear John just standing there like a like a goober, calling for the pitch instead of just being a big body and going to block for literally the most explosive player in the league.
He is him.
Let's take the ball out of his hands.
No, I already told you what my thought process was. It was to distract everyone else. But Deuce is such a great player that he saw me there, standing, watching, enjoying the show. I said, here you go. And, yeah.
Are you one of the biggest divas in the league?
No, this league is full of divas. No chance.
All right, we've had enough of John time there, but oh my, I saw that video, and you ever see that look Mike Tyson gives, in Hangover when they're like humping the line, and he looks over in disgust at Galifianakis, I think. That was the look I gave John riding home when I watched that video. I wish you could pull.
That's like every ride. What are you talking about?
Oh, I was so mad at him. But nonetheless, mistakes happen, both sides. It was a great battle, great game. Tough to watch that team go home, but I mean, it was us or them. So, but yeah, Purple Haze had a great season. Hats off to those guys. It was very fun. Next round, last games to decide the two Final Fours. We had Nuketown getting the 7-point win over Sicko Mode, 41-34. And I know a lot of the we're gonna get into it here, but I know a lot of the right then and there we saw two number one seeds go down. It was hot and it was tough. You could tell the teams that had to play 2 games were hurting, and this was one of those games. Not to take anything away from Nuketown. I think Nuketown finally had a full roster for once. So we're going to see the potential of that team. And Sicko Mode, unfortunately, a little emergency, had to lose a player. They had two other players who either got hurt in the first game or hurt in the first game, and someone else got hurt in the second game. Just an exhaustion game. Hats off to them for battling through it. But yeah, Nuketown getting the 7-point win here. A lot of back and forth, and Nuketown tie game, drive down. Oh yeah, Phil wasn't there. Footloose Phil, yeah. So still,
we were so distracted by Sarno showing up. It's hard to tell that no one else showed up.
So still, Nuketown, not a full roster, but probably the most guys they've had all season, I believe. But Jay and company drive down to take the lead. I think sicko mode, 1 minute warning, has the ball. Unfortunately, just goes 4 and out and lost it. I was hoping they were going to drive down, maybe get another overtime scenario. And their offense was moving. Their offense was doing very well. I mean, they put up 34 points, which is probably a little high average for them. It's what they put in the Crazy Work game, had a chance to score. And unfortunately didn't. Nuketown and Jay moving on. And then we get to the last game of the day. Buds and Explosion here. What was the final score? I don't know what you told me, but I wrote down 43-43. So obviously that didn't happen. Sorry. Explosion getting the win here. And yeah, you had 3 of your teams with buys lose. 3 out of the 4, which to me, it's I don't know if all 4 have ever lost ever. I don't even know if 3 have ever lost. It's usually every season I've ever watched, it seems like most of the teams with the buys comes out of that round, especially on days like that. It always seems to be hot. It's that time of the year, and still waiting, John.
45-43.
Okay, 45-43. All right, I apologize. Explosion getting the win. I think they were up a little bit, right? And then Buds battled back, but just unfortunately not enough.
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, we were there watching. It's only been a couple days. I don't know how we forget, but
it's not our full-time jobs.
So Buds, go to the Vegas. Do you have the Vegas stuff from last week?
Yeah, let me look.
Yeah, go to that. I want to see where they landed on their predictions as far as he had odds to not come out this weekend, but he had odds to win the whole thing, right? For everybody that was in it?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you want to see first?
Who was the number 1 ranked?
To come out?
Yeah, to win, right? It was to win, right?
Yeah, it was Nuketown.
It was Nuketown.
225.
Who was number 2?
Best Buds 435.
Okay, so Best Buds were number 2. They lost. Who was number 3?
Greek Gods 450.
So Greek Gods were 3rd in the Vegas ranking, and they lost.
Yep.
All right, next one.
Purple Haze at 590.
Purple Haze were 4th. They lost. So those are all the 4 guys with the buys. So Vegas did see that as a advantage. But 3 out of the 4 lost.
Road Warriors at 820.
And then we were next. Who was after that?
Phantoms at 1300.
Okay, so Phantom was 6th and lost.
Explosion at 1350. Tied with Air Raiders.
Okay, yeah, but one of those teams was coming at. They were gonna, yeah. So 7 and 8. So out of the top 8 that they ranked for playoffs, or to win the whole thing, 1, 2, 3 came out of it. Yeah. Fredo saying no stops by either defense. For Buds and Explosion.
Yes. Except for like the last
Back and forth all game. They had 2 interception returns for extra points. So Explosion had the extra. They must have had the extra possession. They must have had 1 extra possession. If Explosion scored every drive, got the 2-point conversion, or 2 points, the 2 pick 2s. I'm sorry. If Buds scored every drive and got the 2 pick 2s, then Explosion must have had an extra possession to make up for that. Never count how out. That is correct, Sarno. I agree, buddy. All right, you got those. You got some clips from this week. Shout out to Karla's Klips. If you don't follow her, go follow her, please. She does a lot for the community, a lot for the show.
So this is where we might need to know if people can hear the sound.
Well, did you turn that thing back on that was making the weird sound?
I want to see if it happens without it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the first one we have is Danny throwing to Reginald Peterson. And, yeah, we don't have the sound. All right, so turn that on.
He's just so fast. And Danny with the good find. Danny's got an underrated deep ball.
All right. So the echo for a minute here, but we have halves throwing to Sean in the corner.
What the hell? That was cute. Sean, a hell of an underrated player.
For sure. And the next one we have
textbook form.
Punish to Huck in the back of the end zone. I believe one-handed.
Huckleberry Finn back there, killing it. Oh, he's pumped. Oh, maybe that's why Bonish blew the throw at the end. Had mud on the ball.
We have Howe here, I think, throwing the clock toe tap in the back of the end zone.
Bam.
And we have halves here throwing to Dom, pitching it back, and then pitching it to Skeff for a score.
That was a good little play.
And this one, I wish we didn't have to talk about, but Riley throwing for an extra point, or no, for a touchdown, tips it.
No, I think it was an extra point.
And back to Riley for the score. Flag guards galore here.
I mean, you can't call the flag guard a JD. JD just went to smack the ball out. Greg all about it. Oh, yeah, they're pumped.
This one is the punch in the clock.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Still kept his glasses on, though.
You see all the comments about that?
Yes.
No, that was funny. A lot of people not understanding the league.
I think that was the best part. All right.
Is that it?
That is it.
All right. We sound fix.
Yeah, I muted it.
Yeah, the Marcus Mariota play. Yeah, it was an extra point. It didn't really mean too much, but it was kind of a big extra point. I think it brought them within 2 scores. If they didn't score that extra point, it's a 3-score game. So the realm of the comeback or the possibility of it's really not there at that point in time. And they made it happen. And you hear Riley yelling, "We need to stop" at the end. And he wasn't wrong. They get a stop. There's literally a chance to come back. Sarno's asking, where is the pancake?
It didn't make one of the top clips, apparently.
What is he talking about? The chocolate chip?
No, he's talking about the Mickey Mouse ones he's trying to get.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the if you don't know, the award voting is out. It is on the website here. We've had a little controversy with that this week. Yeah, I want to talk about it. You want to talk about it, John?
Sure.
We had a couple posts about it. There's always in every season it comes and goes, and every season it's always controversy and talking, and people think they should have this award, that they, or they get mad other people get awards. And again, I've alluded to, when I started in this league, they said no MVP who does not have top defensive stats shouldn't be up there for a quarterback. Everybody seems to have guidelines and rules when it benefits them or, their friends or their narrative or whatever they want. As far as I think guidelines should be the same regardless. And I don't think people should be so serious about it. But the way the voting has it right now, and I think Bova has done a good job, is all the captains are privy to a private vote for through them to Bova. And I think they rank their top 3 of the nominations, right?
Yes.
All right. And so from my understanding, you'll send 3 for every category, and the person you put at number 1 will get 3 points. or technically 3 votes. The person you put at number 2 will get 2. The person you put at number 3 will get 1.
That is exactly correct.
Okay. And then at that'll be all totaled. Then the public vote will be totaled and they'll be added. From my understanding, is that correct?
Correct.
That's kind of how we did it last season. Now, I will say, you know, I think captains, I will call them out. They need to do a better job. I've seen it, you know, weekly in the voting of player of the week and quarterback of the week. You know, you have certain guys who clearly just vote for their own guys. And I just think that is kind of corny. John, as a captain, will attest that I absolutely tell him not to do that because it'll piss me off.
And then that's why I do it.
Yeah. But you have seen, like, some guys have stellar weeks, and they'll get, you know, 15 votes. Then all of a sudden you see that one rogue captain voting for his own quarterback who didn't even completely have, you know, any stats in comparison or even win that week or, you know what I mean? So.
You mean Bonish?
No.
Oh.
But I think we need to do better at voting as captains and, yeah, as players too. You know, no matter what, everybody's always going to think it's a popularity contest. So the way Bova does it and the general public, I believe it pans it out. You know, cream always rises to the top. That's what I think. And I like the way he has it. Some people don't, but I do. Also, he has an ability to, you know, not let people who aren't a part of the page vote as well. So it's a couple steps Bova takes to try to make it as fair as possible. But what it really comes down to is just people being fair, you know? And yeah, you're going to have disputes and different opinions, and that's what makes this great. It's not always so clear cut. I understand that, but I wouldn't say it's a popularity contest. At least that's not the way I vote.
Correct.
So, all right, what John and I are going to do here is we're going to go, let's start top to bottom. Okay?
Yeah.
Or let's start bottom to top. And John's going to announce the nominees for each award. And I think John's going to discuss who he's voting for. And I'm going to put my 2 cents in on who I would vote for if I have an idea right now. Or we'll make cases for what we'll get a little discussion going.
All right. So, Man of the Year, we have Karla, providing pictures and game clips of the league on a regular basis, came out and fed the league on Father's Day with a cookout for free, and all on a broken freaking foot. We have Lazu Sr., Media Monday every week, recapping the games and making hilarious content. Most engaged member on the group page. RT3, very engaged teammate, always does what is asked for him on the game, takes pictures every game. Few weeks posts them on the group on his own accord. And Benjamin Woodward brought his drone out on the field regularly to give the league footage from a unique angle, and great camera work and editing. Has been engaged member since the league inception, providing power rankings and other engaging content. Always praised as being one of the best captains to play or for the players drafted by him. That must have killed Bova to write that.
Yeah, that's probably true. So those are the 4 nominees.
Do you want me to go into?
We're not even up there? Bova. We've had a show, and we were doing extra shows.
Yeah.
We were going to
live at the field shows.
Yeah, Legends. Ugh, what a dick.
First off, it's Champions, but
Champions.
That one too, you know.
We're doing shows everywhere.
We really are very mobile.
I mean, we got to rethink some things here.
We got to talk to them about 2 categories.
All right, so you got to put in a top 3 for your captains.
Correct. Top 3 for this category.
For your so because you're a captain, you put in a top 3. Do you have a top 3 for this yet? Have you decided?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got Karla for number 1, Senior at number 2, and Ben at number 3.
All right, so you have Karla at number 1.
What tipped the scale for me was the Father's Day cookout and everything else. You know, definitely didn't have to do that. Did it all on our own. Planned it, the whole thing.
Yeah, the beauty of it is like we don't, or at least I know you do. I don't eat on football days until I'm done playing football because, I'm slow as shit anyways. And I didn't get anything, and she just happened to notice I didn't get anything, so she made me a whole separate meal. And when they packed up, she brought that meal over to me, and I didn't even ask her to.
Same. Yep.
So, yeah, that might be a kicker for me. You had Senior at number 2?
Yeah, I mean, the media Monday is always something to look forward to. Even after the games, we're asking, can we get it started now? Or they're always hilarious. But, I mean, again, just Karla did a little bit more above and beyond, and it's kind of what tipped the scale to put her at 1. And Ben, I mean, he's just doing the drone work because, he likes it. And, I mean, he's not doing it to really gain anything is how I feel. But, I mean, he's still awesome, and RT3 is still doing what he normally does. And,
Yeah, the drone footage is cool. Hopefully we can see more and he can expand more. I know he's always thinking about what to do better next.
Yes, and I agree, and he is, and that's definitely a value for sure. But
yeah, all right, I like it. I think the way I looked at it, I think Karla gets my vote too. Is the way I think I was going to do that one for sure.
So we have most improved player next. Only 3 people here, and I'm a little upset. I don't even know if I want to talk about this one.
All right, well, get over yourself.
All right, I'm trying. So we have Chris Burns, Brandon Panarese, and Tayshawn Watson, Mr. Andover himself.
All right, so Tayshawn, Brandon Panarese, and Burns. You pull up their stats from last year?
I would be leaving the screen, but sure, let's do it.
So are they seeing what's live on...
Correct.
Okay, well, you can bounce us off if you want to take it off, or you can put us back up there. But let's pull up their stats. Naturally, a lot of people are saying Burns. Before I can convinced on Burns, again, because he did play quarterback last season, he did have a good season. And when we did it, what we were 7 weeks into it, and he was pretty comparable to his throwing for last season, or 6 weeks into it. So, yeah, obviously his stats are going to be better for sure. But, and the eye test, you're just watching him out there. You see he's a lot more comfortable, a lot more poised. He can play a lot better, making better decisions, and just looks athletically more inclined.
So his stats for last year were 16 passing TDs,
Yeah.
5 interceptions, 21 receptions, 29 targets.
Yeah, so I think they're more giving him the nominee as a quarterback, which is fair.
But he only played sparingly for quarterback.
But he went 16-5.
Yes.
That's not the best.
It was 80% completion rate.
No, I know, but that's still a lot of turnovers per touchdown. So 3-1 is not that great in this league.
If we ask Bonish, that's all-star.
Right, but which proves my point.
Yeah, he had 2 receiving TDs and 2 rushing TDs, 15 extra points. No real flash.
What did he end up finish this season for touchdowns and
this season?
Yeah.
Where is he? He was 44 passing TDs, 8 interceptions, 26 rushing attempts, and 7 TDs rushing with 38 extra points.
All right, so 6-1 ratio. And he 20 more touchdown passes than last season, but again, he wasn't the starting quarterback. All right. Yeah, I can see why a lot of people voted for him now. Let's look at when we did our little round table, a lot of people had him. Let's go look at who's up next, Tayshawn or Brandon Panarese?
We'll do Tayshawn.
All right. Now, it's interesting that these guys got nominated off the rip just without looking because I felt they both had good seasons last season.
So Tayshawn had some stats at quarterback, 11 for 21, 52%, 4 passing TDs, 2 interceptions, 32 receptions on 41 targets.
So 32 receptions?
On 41 targets, yeah.
Okay.
3 drops, 5 TDs, and 30 rush attempts.
So he had 32 receptions and 5 touchdowns.
Correct.
How many rushing touchdowns?
2.
2 rushing touchdowns. He did have 4 throwing touchdowns, but
yep.
that was kind of the way they ran their offense. All right, what do you have this season?
He had 1 passing attempt, not completed, 66 receptions, 73 targets,
So 66. So he had 33. So he doubled his receptions. Okay.
3 drops, 14 receiving TDs.
So 14. So he almost tripled his touchdowns. How many rushing touchdowns?
1.
So almost on par for his rushing touchdowns.
And only 3 extra points.
Okay. I can see why he was nominated.
That one.
He was a huge part of that team last year.
Yes.
But statistically, I guess a lot better season this season.
I think that might tip the scale right there to put him first.
Well, let's see Brandon's.
Last season for Brandon, he had 52 receptions, 67 targets, 5 drops, 9 touchdowns.
So 52 catches, 9 touchdowns. Okay.
6 rush attempts, 1 rushing TD, and 9 extra points.
Okay.
And this one, he had 3 passing attempts, 1 completion, 1 interception, 72 receiving receptions on 77 targets, 2 drops, 17 receiving TDs, 20 rush attempts, 1 rushing TD.
All right, so he had 20 more receptions, doubled his touchdowns, and on par for rushing touchdowns the same. All right, so scoring a lot more. What about defensive stats for these guys?
So
Give me the like good ones. I don't want to hear the.
he had 40 flag poles.
Yeah, this season.
Yep. 7. How can I slide over here? He had 7 pass deflections, and that's it. So just mostly 40 flag poles.
Okay. No interceptions.
Nope. And last season, he had 34 flag poles, 2 sacks, 1 interception, and 3 pass deflections.
Okay. So upped his defensive stats a little bit for sure. Offensively, a lot more touchdowns for Brandon Panarisi. And what about
Tayshaun last season had 28 flag poles,
okay.
3 forced fumbles, 2 fumbles recovered, 4 interceptions, and 4 pass deflections.
And 17 assault charges on the field.
Allegedly.
Okay. How many flagpoles?
This year?
Yeah.
Loading. He had 22 flag poles this year,
Mm-hmm.
7 deflections, and 1 sack.
How many picks?
None.
None. Okay. So on par a little bit. Not lighting up the defensive stats, but offensively both having a lot better seasons. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough race there. And then Burns there too. That's going to throw a wrench in. I think this is going to be a close race.
It's going to be tough. I think my 1 and 2 is either between Brandon and Tayshaun, and then Burns gets 3.
So you're split right now on the other 2?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Let's go to your stats. Let's listen. I voiced that you should be nominated, but you already won the award once. I don't really know what the rules are. Most improved again. I don't think is an award. But let's go to your stats. Let's just see.
So from the Dark Times era, I had 20 completions and 35 attempts.
We don't care about your throwing stats.
All right, I had 30 receptions,
Jesus.
40 targets, 2 drops, and 2 receiving TDs.
So 30 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
How many rushing touchdowns? Oh, none? That's weird.
Is it weird, Steve?
Wow, now that you're a running back and a skilled guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
This year, I had...
Deuce, pitch me the ball. What a moron.
I fucking hate you so much. 59 receptions and 65 targets. 5 TDs.
All right, so you doubled your stats. You only had 5 touchdowns this season?
Correct. 8 extra points, though.
I could have swore you had a couple more, but... So double, all right, yeah, all right. Well, still not lighting up the stat sheet here, but, yeah, doubling your stats from last season. I think you should have been nominated. I don't know if I'd give you the nod, but...
I mean...
Bova really hates Tambo time. Some of the guys are right.
I don't even think he watches.
No, definitely doesn't.
All right.
So... yeah, I think my vote might be for Tayshaun there. I think Tayshaun had the bigger jump. They definitely both. I saw the nominations. I'm like, what are they doing? Both these guys had great seasons last season, but nonetheless, it did look like they had great seasons last season. You know, from the eye test, I couldn't remember their stats, but statistically, a lot better seasons now.
I mean, Burns definitely had a good season, but he didn't play quarterback last season. So
I think Burns should have got most improved last season.
correct. I totally agree with that.
You know what I mean? And he won. It was great just because you sucked without Steve the next year doesn't move you back up.
Right.
I mean, Dome might have made the best point.
Said no one ever.
I can agree with Dome sometimes. Sometimes he's 1,000% right when he's not pushing an agenda or being a weirdo.
So we have defensive player now.
All right.
We have Mitch at 56 flagpoles, 2 recovered fumbles, 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, 2 pass deflections, and 1 defensive TD. Yogi at 54 flags, 1 forced fumble, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, 3 pass deflections, and 1 defensive touchdown. Hussey, 31 flagpoles, 1 forced fumble, 2 recovered fumbles, 7 interceptions, and 4 pass deflections. Lazu Sr., 46 flagpoles, 1 forced fumble, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 12 pass deflections. And Carter at 52 flags, 1 recovered fumble, 4 interceptions, 5 pass deflections.
So Carter getting the nomination again. If Carter wins, will it be the first time to win an award 3 times?
No. Because I think there's potential for someone else winning an award 3 times.
Wow, that's true. So Carter could potentially be the first guy to win 3 awards, or one of the first.
Yes. But also, defensive player on the worst defensive team may not happen.
They weren't the worst. Air Raiders were.
Oh, that's true.
It was Air Raiders and who else was? I remember doing that one.
Yes, I thought it
I think it was Explosion, to be honest.
maybe.
All right, well,
Monday,
did you have a top 3 for this?
I want to say it's probably Mitch, Yogi, and Senior. And I'm kind of torn between the 2 and 3 with Yogi or Senior.
So right now, you're putting them Mitch at number 1, Yogi at number 2, Senior at number 3 for your votes.
Pretty much. Not locked in yet, but it's getting kind of close to that.
Okay. No, you don't like Hussey and the interceptions and how it's hard to get interceptions in this league?
You got like 7 of those week 1.
Does it count if it's all in week 1?
If you ask Dome now. We have Offensive Player of the Year next with Matt Shannon, 68 of 83 receptions, 1 drop, 25 TDs, 1 rush, 6 extra points. Junior at 98, 112. 2 drops, 21 TDs, 3 rushes, 14 extra points. Deuce, 94 of 104. 5 drops, 20 TDs, 13 rushes, 1 rushing TD, and 11 extra points. Champa, 65-93, and 0 drops, 19 TDs, 15 extra points. Ronnie Peterson at 67 of 81 receptions, 5 drops, 17 TDs, 4 rushes, 1 rushing TD, and 13 extra points.
So a lot of top skill guys here. A lot of guys who had great seasons.
Yes, for sure. This one's definitely tough.
All right. What's your top 3?
I kind of thinking it's gonna be tough. I think just the volume was probably Deuce, Junior, Shannon, or maybe even Shannon, Deuce, Junior. I'm not really settled on the top 3 yet, but those are the 3 I'm picking.
So it's clear-cut top 3. You just don't know what order you would put them in yet for Offensive Player of the Year?
Not yet, no.
Hard to argue Shannon's catch-to-touchdown ratio.
Yeah.
And we saw the explosiveness of him. And I don't know what Jay Charles does to him, but he didn't want to run slants for me. But, he ran 2 slants, caught quick passes, and just the speed, the race to the sidelines, nobody could catch him. It was tough to watch. And it was probably tough to watch while you're on the field, too. But, yeah, it's very impressive the amount of touchdowns to catches he had. And Deuce had a season like that with, I think, Houdet offensively. or it was drip check. It was just one of those. Like I think it was 33% of the time Deuce touched the ball, he was getting in the end zone. Which I think sometimes you can credit guys for those stats, but sometimes it's all about the offense. You know, Jay Charles tends to air it out more than I do. You know, so I don't know if we should hold that against guys or benefit guys for it, but I think it does give an edge if guys' statistics are a lot. I know Deuce had a ton of catches. Junior had a ton of catches. But I think as far as touchdowns go in that, it was Shannon. And then who had more, Junior or Deuce?
No, Junior had one more touchdown.
Than Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay, but Shannon did lead receivers with touchdowns. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so. You can check if you want.
Which, you know, might have been the same case for Los Amigos if he actually showed up more than half the games, but, you know, that's neither here nor there.
No, it is here and it is there. Yes, Shannon had 25, then it was Junior, then Deuce. Those are the top three, and then Champ had 4 and 19.
Go to Shannon's stats for Los Amigos. Just click on his player profile.
Okay.
I know player profiles aren't super updated. For Los Amigos, how many touchdowns did he have?
16.
16.
Yep.
16 in half the games.
Yeah.
So he would have actually had more touchdowns with us than he did with Jay fucking Charles. Okay. Now I'm fired up. What a herb. What a herb.
Is that affecting your voting?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love you, Tampa. Won't happen again. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Don't bring up the stats. Too late. You could have set records.
Matt watches the show, all right?
He showed up more to the show
That might
than he
change
did
my
for
vote
Los
now.
Amigos.
Might change my vote.
The poor guy. I mean, the workload he had. It was Shannon and a bunch of linemen. And one diva throwing up on the sidelines who couldn't get on the fucking field. Oh, what could have been. Poor AK.
For us.
Regardless, I at least had fun that season.
I just like
I know it didn't seem like that, but
first pass you thrown was, to me, I tipped it right to the other team.
it wasn't the first pass. But, it was the first game. All right. Yeah, Offensive Player of the Year is going to be tough. So, I mean, but the voting's really important. Regardless, put people in the place you think they should go. It is what it is. Even I know other guys are up for other awards, but your votes, you know, as cliched as it is, your votes matter.
It does, and that's why, like, trying to be unbiased as much as I can. I mean, love Deuce, definitely my guy, and
No, I'm not. I'm
trying
not.
to think of, like, reflectively, like, okay, if you took those guys off the team as well, would it change it?
Yeah, you can't do that for these awards. You can do that from MVP for sure, which we'll get into. But all right, quarterback of the year.
We have Mike Howe at 291 completions on 370 targets or attempts, 77%, 54 TDs, 11 interceptions, 41 rushes, 4 rushing TDs, and 40 extra points. We have Jay next at 226 with 282, 80% completions, 46 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 29 rushes, 8 rushing TDs, and 36 extra points. I'm gonna skip Bonish because I don't even know why he's up there.
Bonish is nominated for quarterback of the year.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, he did lead the league in touchdown passes. You got to give him something for that.
Yeah, and led the league in interceptions too. Sweet.
Nice.
I mean, if that counts for a QB of the year, then I guess he's leading both of those categories. 74% completion and 36 extra points. Nuge, 230 on 296, completing 78%. 42 TDs, 7 interceptions, 65 rushes, 13 rushing TDs, and 24 extra points. Burns, 75 completion percentage, 44 TDs, 8 interceptions, 26 rushes, 7 rushing TDs, and 38 extra points. And Danny Dimes with 79 completion percentage, 51 TDs, 7 interceptions on 26 extra points.
All right, Johnny boy. Wait, I'm not up there?
I know.
Bova's up to real shenanigans here. Bova, I got a bone to pick with you, pal.
You gotta be more better. Steve.
He doesn't want me to be the first 3-time quarterback of the year winner.
He's probably saving you from buying a belt.
How many How many? He's won 1. I've won 2. Yeah, he's trying to catch me. That's what he's trying to do. I know what he's doing. What a dick.
Yeah, isn't he captain for season 9?
Oh boy.
It's my so.
Do you have it? You have a top 3 for this?
I think my top 3 is Burns, Jay, and Howe.
In that order?
No, just those are my top 3. I'm still trying to figure out.
You don't have an order here?
Not yet.
I mean, Jay had a real impressive touchdown to interception ratio. Very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Had one of the top scoring offenses in the league. Now, yeah, that's really. And he finished what, 8-1?
Yeah, I think.
I know a lot of guys are heavy on the quarterback of the year award going to a quarterback who wins. Which, yeah, I think winning. Sometimes maybe MVP category and quarterback of the year category have to maybe be a tiebreaker in certain scenarios. I don't think it means everything, and I don't think it means a lot that needs to be weighed. But yes, I do believe it's one of the later tiebreakers, in my opinion.
I'm thinking it's going to be probably for me Jay, Burns, Howe, 1, 2, 3.
So your captain vote will go Jay, Burns, and Howe. That's what you're thinking. Nothing official, really.
No, not yet. I'm gonna do this like after the show here. We're not voting on the screen here. We're just looking at it so we can translate it to the show. But yeah, I think that's where I'm leaning. Is Jay 1, Burns 2, Howe 3.
Okay.
And for MVP, we have Junior Tex at 11 for 18 completions, 5 passing TDs, 2 interceptions thrown, 98 on 112 receptions, 2 drops, 21 TDs, 3 rushes, 14 extra points, 32 flag poles, 1 sack, 4 interceptions, and 3 pass deflections. Deuce, 94 on 104 receptions, 5 drops, 20 TDs, 13 rushes, 1 rushing TD, 11 extra points, 52 flag poles, 1 recovered fumble, 1 sack, 1 interception, and 4 pass deflections. Jay Charles, we already read his passing. His rushes, 29 rushes, 8 rushing TDs, 36 extra points, 32 flag poles, 1 interception, 8 pass deflections. And Nuge, his defensive stats are 24 extra points, 1 forced fumble lost, 26 flags, 2 sacks, 6 interceptions, and 2 pass deflections. So I think I'm going to go Deuce 1, probably Junior 2, J 3, or mix and match those 2. Because Nuge tanked and he's left off.
How many people are up there for it?
4.
All right. Yeah, I think respectfully, Crazy Work didn't live up to what it needed to do, and I mean, Nuge is on both sides of the ball. And on offense, he normally starts with the ball in the hand, so he's got to take some responsibility, in my opinion. So I don't necessarily think he's the MVP. And I think if you put some quarterbacks on that team that, I mean, he had a good season. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I think his season on Toxic Kings was more impressive with a less talented roster. So I don't know what was up with Nuge this year, in my opinion. Maybe things just didn't gel right, but I would remove him out of that category to me. Now we got Jay, Deuce, and Junior.
And I just, like I said earlier, I was kind of thinking of if you remove the people from those 2 teams, or those teams, like.
So I think you definitely take that in consideration. Most valuable player. The way you drafted our team with Deuce, you kind of drafted a team around him, but we needed him to be him in order for us to succeed.
For sure.
Which he did. Junior took a big role where he did, but in my opinion, now Junior had a great season, and I do think that team, for the most part, played better because of the decisions Junior made and how he moved pieces and kind of how he was. But if you remove him from that team, I don't think it hurts him or that team as much as it hurts us if you remove Deuce from our team.
Correct.
Now, Jay Charles drafted his own team, which is, and he's a quarterback. Now, I want to credit Jay because they've had roster issues, but he still ends up finding a way to win and making things happen. But he drafted the team he drafted the way he wanted to. He took a chance on not getting the most depth roster for whatever reason, and he made his bed, he lays in it, but he he overcame it and still won through. So. And still had great stats. I think defensively his stats aren't as good as it was the year he won MVP. Has Jay won? You can go to his player profile. Let's see how many MVPs he's won. Is it 1 or 2? Might be quicker before the delay comes up for somebody to comment on that. You can just go to quarterback leaders and select him. Stop looking through teams.
I just fucking had it to you, dickhead.
No, you didn't. Leaders, passing. Oh, there he is. Imagine that.
Still not up here. He's down here.
He's in the top 10, dickhead.
No, he's not.
Oh, my God. Just hit touchdowns.
Shut the fuck up.
Holy shit.
He has 2 MVPs in...
Okay, so 2 MVPs. Does it say what teams or seasons?
Fall 2022 and spring 2023.
But does that tell you what teams those are?
Season 3 and Season 4. It doesn't tell me the teams.
Season 3 was...
OnlyFans?
His first year, and then OnlyFans after?
Maybe.
Only Flags?
Yeah, he's one-time champ, 2 MVPs, and I didn't even know we had an all NEFL first team.
Well, it's good that you pay attention. All right, so he has won MVP twice, and I believe those seasons he did better defensively. It is a tough one. I don't know what my order would be. I think it would be...
Yeah, it was only Flags back-to-back.
Yeah.
He won MVP on.
Yeah, to me, it would be Deuce, maybe Jay, then Junior. And I feel bad. Junior had a great season. In the way it looks like, and maybe that's why some guys talking about it and complaining about it already. Junior might have a great season. It might be second or third in both those nominees. And it might be the right way to go, but can't just hand out awards for free here. Other guys played good, and you can only give out one. And I definitely early in the 6 weeks into it, I was nominating Junior for MVP. Nobody was talking about it, so I do think he had an MVP type caliber season. Just don't know if it's enough to sway my vote, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Deuce J Jr. would be my vote. Do you think Deuce unfairly gets hated on in this league by some people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, guy's good. I mean, doesn't that come with the territory? If you're really good.
Well, if you're at the top, you always have the target on your back.
For sure. What was that famous guy once said? To be the man, you got to beat the man.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Is that a 4 horseman thing?
Woo! But, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the Final Four here. And last week of the season, and we've already seen it. We're already preparing for next season. If you want to be a captain, let Joey Bova know.
Yeah, there's like 40 captains in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the potential captains. Anybody you think shouldn't be allowed to be captain again?
Nick Sherry.
I don't think he's trying to be.
No, he's on there.
He is?
Yeah, so
he's
Bobby,
back in the running?
Bobby. I mean, jeez. Just let anybody captain. Oh, yeah, you. Fucking loser.
Listen, I can only deal with you so much.
Buddy, I'll put you through that fucking table right now.
First of all, no, you won't. Second off, I mean, I can, buddy, we fight on the way home from every game. Win or lose.
You think that's going to change on different teams? I hope so.
Yes, it's just me laughing at how miserable your season's going.
Oh, yeah? Bring it.
Buddy, I had to keep an eye on you that whole season.
Yeah, okay.
You're just going to walk out in the traffic.
You were telling me to.
Well, it would have ended your suffering, that's for sure.
Do it. What are you waiting for? That's all I kept hearing.
All right, so we don't have a schedule yet, but Bova's leaning towards getting it done early, so I would assume an 8 and 9 type scenario. Are we playing? Did he mention that he was playing both first round games at the same time?
I believe so.
Okay. Which I think, honestly, yeah, it kind of sucks to a point because you can't focus on each game. Everybody can't watch each game at once. But as far as fairness goes, it's a level playing field at that point in time. Both teams play at one time, then the winners play each other right after. There's no break. There's no bullshit. There's no, I think that's the way to go. He did say next season we're playing at Gage. Which one's that again?
Is that where we are right now?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Fuck!
I just know the address.
I thought you knew the fields.
No.
All right, if anybody could tell me which field Gage is.
It's not where we played in Billerica, right? So that's definitely not it.
I don't know.
No, it's not, because he would have just said
That-
behind the school.
The one we might be at.
Or is
might
that the
be Gage.
baseball? No. Was it baseball field of the school?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh,
We're at Gage. Okay, so
same.
same field next season. Thank you, guys.
I knew we knew that. We were doing that for the fans, for the people that didn't know.
That sucks. I was semi hoping.
We were back at that high school.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was nice.
I like the fields right next to each other. You know. Thanks, John.
Way to,
But you know what I mean? It's just it is tougher the scenario we have now. It was kind of cool, all the guys sitting on the hill in the shade, and we're all talking, and we're laughing, and everybody's kind of close enough to yell to each other if we want to, and we're watching left and right. It was we made the best of it, but as far as the field situation and the watching and the hanging out, it's not the best spot. But ladies and gentlemen, Final Four: Nuketown Road Warriors, Explosion, Soul Reapers. Prepare for an 8 a.m., 9 a.m. start. I know Bova said he wanted to start early and get done early. And then we're on to the next season. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost done. We got our Vegas Insider for the odds here.
we do.
All right. What are the odds? So he has Nuketown Road Warriors. He has the odds for the game and the odds for one of us winning the championship, right?
Yes,
Or for
sir.
each team winning the championship?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's Nuketown's? He actually did a point spread this time,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, he did. So we have Explosion versus Soul Reapers.
Yeah.
Explosion minus 15.5.
So he has Explosion 15.5 point favorite.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's minus 170 versus plus 138.
So 170 to make 100. And Soul Reapers are what? Plus what?
138.
138.
Yep.
Wow, that juice is unreal here.
And
But 15.5?
yes,
That's crazy.
crazy work.
That's a big point spread for only being minus 170.
That's due to the Reapers just kind of getting all the way from the toilet bowl all the way to the Final Four. So the numbers are kind of dictating the spread.
I think those points are irrelevant and they don't mean anything. I'm just saying minus 15.5, but not even a 2-1 favorite. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, he said that it's the,
See, if I'm betting, I'm probably taking Explosion at minus 170, but I'm not. If I would take Soul Reapers plus 15.5.
oh, for sure. Because
I would take Soul Reapers getting the points
yep.
for sure.
For Nuketown, it's minus 8.5 versus Road Wires, and minus 150 to plus 122.
So they're minus 150. So a whole touchdown less, but only minus 20 on the money line.
Yep.
And then we're plus what?
122. So minus 150 and plus 122.
Honestly, I'd be hammering the underdogs in the spreads is how I would do it. I'd parlay them together.
He even gave us a plus minus for who wins the whole thing.
So he's got the odds for each team.
Yes, sir.
All right, who's the outside chance?
Soul Reapers at plus 488.
Soul Reapers plus 448.
Yep, 488.
488. Okay.
Explosion at plus 233.
Okay.
And Road Warriors at plus 223.
Plus 223. So real close. And then he has Nuketown, the favorite.
At 127.
Plus 127. So almost even money if you bet Nuketown to win the whole thing. Almost a 5-1 payout if you bet Soul Reapers to win the whole thing. So he has the winner coming out of our division is what he's the Vegas odds is saying.
Correct.
Interesting. Does he have an East and North odds by chance?
I believe he does, actually.
Okay.
So let me find it here. Where was it?
Why don't you guys comment some of your bets here? What would you do? I know. I trust me. I know a lot of you guys are degenerate gamblers. You see eye to eye with me on the point spreads or the money lines. Any of you guys really like these? It's hard to argue some of these Vegas spreads. Except I kind of like 5-1 odds or 5-1 payout for Soul Reapers. They're so hot. Everybody counted them out.
So
except me.
The division to win, North would be minus 133.
Yeah.
And East would be plus 113.
Minus 133. The East. Okay, so he has a little bit of a favorite. 113. So not much. I thought it was going to be more of a favorite based on the odds to win the whole thing. Yeah, see, I kind of like that because you bet Soul Reapers here. It's almost a 50-50 in the championship game with the Vegas odds. I don't know here. So I clearly beat you and Connor in the pick'em for playoffs, so I had to totally redeem myself there.
Good job, buddy. I'm so proud of you.
Destroyed you guys.
Yep, you're the man.
All right. Well, we got anything else we want to talk about?
I think that's it, really. Gearing up for championship weekend.
Yeah, it's been a good season so far. A lot of good teams we saw get ousted. There was a lot of notable ring potentials. Sarno could be getting his, fourth ring? Fifth?
Yeah.
He's got 4?
Yeah, I believe so.
Sarno could, Ben making the whole post about himself. He had such a disappointing season, but he had to make sure everybody knew how many boom boom guys are there. Potential rings. So Sarno might get his 5th.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Does Hal get 2 or 3?
This would be House 3rd.
Jay could get 3.
No.
Yeah.
I think Jay's only got 1.
He's got 2.
With who?
Didn't he win both with Only Flags?
No.
Then maybe he gets 2. I don't know. I thought it said he had 2.
I think Jay only has 1.
Oh, no, he has 1. Never mind. My bad. It was MVP.
So Jay getting his 2nd.
Yeah. Timmons would get his
3rd, right?
The other boom boom guys, Boldy would get 3, I think.
Well, I think his point of the post was that no matter who wins, an original boom boom guy gets 1. Sarno with Nuketown, Timmons with Road Warriors. Who's on? Howe with Explosion. Booley. And who else on Reapers? You can look at his post, right?
I could, but that's like trying to find it now is
All right.
impossible.
That's fair. What's worse for the league? Jay Charles winning another ring? John Garcia winning a ring?
Steve Tambo winning a ring?
Is that worse for the league or is that better? I'm a good poster boy.
What?
It's a draft league. Everyone's played with Boom Boom 8 seasons. That's right. Yeah, I gotta go. Dome's on fire today. I gotta agree with Dome. 1,000% correct. When do you actually get considered a Boom Boom player? Is it if you win a ring on Boom Boom?
I think so. Because is he counting anyone from this roster?
Yeah, well, only Ben can answer that question. I think you have to win with a ring. Jay Charles is underachieved, basically the LeBron James of draft league. I mean, it's hard to say he underachieved at 8-1. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely no Michael Jordan in the finals because, you know. Oh, actually, he is undefeated in the finals. He's 1-0. You still looking for it? Oh, I thought you were going to stop. You don't have to look for it. It's fine. But we got a lot of good football this weekend, and then that's it. Then we're off to season 9. Anything, nothing coming down the pipe for season 9, right? It's season 9, right?
Yes.
Okay. No rule changes that I know of. Everything's going to kind of be the same. It's going to be pretty rapid fire here. I think he's talking the draft in what, 2 months?
Yeah, that early September, end of August, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick. So he's going to get everything together. Permits already rocking and rolling. I know he's going to get the draft and the jerseys ordered, and then we're on to season 9. As far as Tambo time goes, we're obviously going to have a championship show next week, one way or another. And on the off season, we'll probably do the every other week thing. Kind of do a normal show. We had some ideas. We had some things in the works.
I found it.
You did? Okay. I don't think he put Cutter up there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 2.
Okay.
I would have 2. Timmons 3. Sarno has 4 right now.
Boley would have the second then. Somebody commented that, right?
Bully's going for 3.
Okay. So a former Boom Boom champion is on every team, and
actually Bully and Sarno going for a 3-peat, 3 in a row.
Ooh. Both equally contribute to the team the same? Jay is 1-1 in the final. Who did Jay lose to? Oh, did he lose that year with whatever that purple team was that he was on?
I believe so. I don't know.
Who did they lose to? A Boom Boom team? No, because Boom Boom... Who won that season? Who won season 3? Was it season 3?
You're asking the wrong person, buddy. TDM.
Oh, so... Oh, Jay lost to Jordan. Okay, so yeah, he is not the Michael Jordan in this league, that's for sure. What a loser.
Is Sarno the Robert Horry?
That's a good comparison.
Or no, he's what was it?
No, right, you said Robert Horry, but I mean,
no, there was another guy that came out of college really touted, and he never played it really a lot in the NBA. He's almost like the Brian Scalabrine.
Didn't Scalabrine, wasn't he playing dudes one-on-one that were talking shit just so he, yeah.
And then just
destroying them? Yeah. So, all right, yep. We'll prepare for next week. And a lot of things coming down. Guys, vote honestly. You know what I mean? Like it's, let's have some respect with some of these awards. And, we're a community here. Let's stop putting our friends above what's right, I guess.
Yeah, no politicking.
You can politic all you want, but do the right thing. Vote for the right people. And yeah, I mean, listen, there's no clear-cut winner to a lot of these. I know a lot of times, and I've done it the past 2-3 seasons. All my votes that I do, I'll screenshot them and save them, and I have a high rate of seeing what ends up being. I think last year, John, you as my witness, I think I picked every winner the right way. Yeah. Everybody I voted for ended up winning.
Because you're the man, Steve.
No, that's not. Shut up. That's not what I'm saying, you fucking loser. How do you think you're that funny? My undraftable list is too long for that. Yeah. But yeah, just vote honestly, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a lot of awards that there's no clear-cut winners, in my opinion. So yeah, opinions gonna be different, but don't do the certain captain thing where you're only voting for your pals or your guys.
I kind of got a question.
What?
What happens for the players that haven't really been showing up? Do they still get a ring?
What are you talking about?
Like if players got hurt or didn't play really at all and win on the team.
The team gets 11 rings.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So
No.
So Jay could have 5 rings after this because he only had 6 players.
No.
All right. That's what I was asking.
I mean, I guess he could, but Bova changes the rings up every year, I believe.
True.
And it's not like Jay can, lie. Oh, I got 4 rings.
Yeah.
We all, everything's recorded. So
I was just curious how that all worked out.
yeah, I know what you're doing here.
What am I doing?
You know what you're doing. So don't worry about it.
Don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and as far as people that don't show up or kind of quit on their teams, that's really up to Bova and those people, whether they play next season. With Bova and the captains and stuff. Pat making a short joke. He thinks he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's just trying to make rest.
Spud Webb overcame a lot. Okay, to be that short and get in the NBA, he had to be a phenomenal specimen.
Yeah, and Pat just posting his work
Knocking on his workout videos again.
again. I didn't know I stopped.
All right, still.
Continuously.
Can't wait till Pat beats you up.
He's gonna have to do a lot more assisted raising pull-ups then.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, piece of advice: just know your role. Don't be like John and call for a pitch when the arguably most explosive player has the ball. Play smart football this weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Steve.
All right.
Good night, Speed. Up.
What?
Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex. Yeah, I roll up whenever you feeling stressed. Treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hair and grab her by her neck. Got her on her back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest, she whispers that you're the best. Please